Orton's making a debut. Not only that, we got Bray possibly winning a match, and is Ziggler still around? Let's talk about all that. Find out next. What is going on, guys? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE. Bringing it down to you after a No Mercy and a mixed reviews. No Mercy at best. There was the good, there was the bad. Well, there was a lot here tonight for No Mercy. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to play this. I think it honestly is.
Delete!
It was an interesting night. It had a lot of highs, a lot of lows. And I'm not sure how I'm going to grade this. I'm looking into it. We start off. Let's first off start with our pre-show and Curt Hawkins.
Delete! 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 Delete!
Oh, that was god-awful. I don't know what they're doing with this man. I don't know what their plans are, but whatever it was, you should stop this and go to something different. He comes out. He kind of reminds me of All Red Everything. He's got his own ring announcer who's, reading all the Curt Hawk-isms. Is that fair to call them Curt Hawk-isms? I'm actually not 100% sure what to call these things because they're ridiculous. They're basically stupid, and they've been done to death. So what they're doing with Curt Hawkins, I don't know, but they need to figure it out quickly because that was awful. That was straight up garbage, and I don't want to see it again. I don't, pure and simple. But we get a match that I don't think any of us really honestly expected to get. We got American Alpha and Hype Bros going up against the Ascension and the Vaudevillains. I believe this was supposed to be Swagger and Corbin's spot. And this match was not on the original card. Not a bad match. It went over exactly how we thought it was going to go over, right? Did anybody, once they saw this match, honestly go, oh, the Hype Bros, they're going to win? Or, oh, the Vaudevillains, they're going to win. Oh, the Ascension, they'll get the pin. No, we knew exactly where this match was going from beginning to end. And for a pre-show match, I'll take it. You know what I mean? For a pre-show match, it was what it was. You can't expect too much from the pre-show, considering that most people say, I don't watch it. I think that's pretty fair to be like, hey, we're not gonna lay our careers on the line for something you're not watching. I think that's honestly fair. But then we come to the main event of the night. What, Wookie, have you lost your mind? Glorious! No, Wookie has not lost his mind, nor was it glorious. Who played that? I pay you money? I do, huh? I pay you money. Interesting. Okay, well, they say that the main event is going to go on first here. We're going to do things a bit different, like they're going to be radical and change the world. The main event, it's going to go on first. What? No matter what any promoter ever tells you, if the main event is going on first, it's not the main event. The main event happens at the end. It always happens at the end. It's always happened at the end. And it will always happen at the end. Now, then, and forever. Excuse me. I'm going to cough a little bit here. It's always going to be at the end. It's just the way it is. And this was not the main event. I'm sorry, it wasn't. Bray and Randy was the main event, whether we want to believe that or not. It just was. Sorry. This was not the main event. Something that it did bother me to call it the main event. As I grab a little drinky here. It bothered me to say, this is the main event. We're just going to put it on first. Like you're doing anything special or spectacular. Because you're not. As I take a little drink ski. I'm a little hoarse after watching this pay-per-view. Because there's a lot of mistakes. Like putting this match on first. Like very first. And to be honest, you know what? I mean, I looked at it a little bit afterwards. I was like, you know what? Out of all the matches, it did feel the least important. This could have probably gone higher. I felt like the career versus Intercontinental match was a more important match than this one, where we know 2 of the 3 guys are going to be gone here in a couple weeks. Probably could have gone after the tag team titles. And I know they're trying to build up these titles as being important titles, but this is your most important title. Stop trying to make it not the most important title on your show. It seems like we're doing that an awful lot as of late. Who's going to go over this one? Well, this is a no-brainer. AJ is going to go over in this one. A little bit of shenanigans that I don't know how I feel about them. I'm caught in between. I feel like it was a good heel win, but at the same time, AJ deserved a little bit better. All of his wins as of recent are coming off of heelish antics, and I feel like he needs just a solid win where he just wins. You know, he's the best. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below, or if you see that number on the screen. That is now the correct number. I know with Rant with Ant, that was the wrong number, but that is now the correct number on the screen. You can call in if you so desire. You guys can tell me what you felt about this match. Nikki Bella going up against Carmella. It's another match that I think did I go with Nikki Bella on this one? I don't remember if I went with Nikki Bella on this one or not. I kind of had the gut feeling that she was going to end up winning this match, and she does end up winning this match. And it's an okay match. Somebody needs to tell Carmella to stop making all the goddamn sex noises. That's pretty much all I hear from her is, ow, oh, ow, ew. I mean, come on. We can do better than that. This is women's wrestling now, and it still feels like you're in Divas Town with all the damn sex noises. We can go ahead and stop that. And Nikki Bella actually going to go over in this one. Decent match. It wasn't bad. Just Carmella's sex noises drive me nuts. They're not even like attractive sex noises to even say the least. Moving on from them, we got Heath, Slater, and Rhyno going up against the Usos. Now, this one shocked the hell out of me. I did not see this one going the way it did, although I am okay, 100% okay with this going the way it did go. I had predicted the Usos going over in this one. I think that's a pretty fair thing to say, because obviously we're making this build between Usos and American Alpha, but that's not the way it goes down. Heath, Slater, and Rhyno retain the tag team championships for Raw. Now, I guess this isn't the end-all, be-all. You're going to have another pay-per-view November 8th, so that still does give Rhyno time, even with the votes and all that, to get his stuff squared away, and even then he wouldn't take office until next year. So for now, yeah, they can retain the tag team titles. I think we are all looking at them to drop it because of Rhyno, but I mean, looking back at it, yeah, no, they can definitely continue to retain these titles for at least another month, I think, and everything's going to be A-okay. Another good, solid match-wise. I mean, none of the matches were bad. We'll get into Bray and Randy, which was really slow-paced and kind of boring, but it was a little bit of a throwback there. I really enjoyed it. The Usos still pulling off their Uso-ness, and I'm not sure if that heelism, I'm not sure if that's a word, but I'm not sure if pulling that off is getting a little stale. And I'm not sure if the Usos are just getting a little stale. They come out in new ring attire every time, which keeps it fresh. But even them being the heels, it's not doing it for me. I'm liking that they turned them heels, but I'm still trying to figure out whether that heel antics doing it for me and keeping them the way they are. I think they need an all-out snap. I think maybe on November 8th, they just need to snap on Rhyno and Slater, and maybe the ref doesn't see it or the ref's knocked out, and that's how they attain the titles. Any means necessary, correct? And I could see that, and it really, I don't know, like, it seems like they're on a boundary line. Everyone wants to say they're cemented heel, and we know they're heel, but it still seems to me like maybe they're teetering a little bit on heel and face, and I want full heel cementation for them, and I want them to just be badasses. Just be bad. Do everything wrong. Those guys should be winning by chair shots and sprays to the face. You haven't seen much cheating by them. Take a book from Dash and Dawson, or take a page from Dash and Dawson's book down in NXT. Do everything they're doing, and you'll be okay. Moving on to the snooze fest of the night, Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. I should have changed my laundry at this time, but I watched this match. This is a match nobody honestly cares about. I don't mind Corbin. I don't mind Swagger. But you're basically taking two low-end guys and making them even more obscure in irrelevancy.
You stupid idiots!
Yeah, exactly. The match did nothing for me. It was an okay match. It was actually pretty good. But what's the story? Where are we headed with this? You know? Swagger cheated Corbin, and now they have a rematch, and now Corbin won one, which Corbin does go over in this match. Where are we headed with this? Now we're going to have a match 3. Then what? Are we going to have a best of 7 then at that point? I'm trying to figure out where they're headed, and it's nowhere good. Honestly, is either one of these guys going to be going for an IC title anytime soon? I don't think so. I don't think either of them are going to go for a title, nor do I think either of them they're just going to fade into mid-card hell. And that's all you're going to get out of that. Migler. Ha ha! Dolph Ziggler going up against The Miz. That's what we could call them now, like Brangelina. You got the Migler. But this match surprise, again, another good surprise of the night. Played very well for these guys. I give this is a high rating match. This is a 3.5 star to 4 star match, depending on who you are. Very, very good. Career versus Intercontinental title. I honestly thought The Miz was going to retain. Ziggler was done. And he was going to move on, and they played it very, very well. They made it seem as though, with the contract non-signing, persona non grata, Miz was going to retain. And they made you believe with how long he held on to that title that he was actually going after Honky Tonk's record. But Ziggler goes over. He is your new Intercontinental Champion. Holy shit. Again, another unexpected turn we take in all of this. I did not see titles changing hands. At one point, Marie sprays Ziggler, but he gets his foot on the ropes during the cover. She sprays him again with that crap, which I don't mind. He's a heel, and he does heelish antics, and that's okay. It's okay to like heelish antics. And then the Spirit Squad comes out again, and they're going to try to take on Ziggler. And then the ref's going to kick them all out. And then Dolph hits. I'm sorry, I lost my place here. Dolph hits it. Dolph hits, I believe it was a super kick, putting The Miz on the ground. Ziggler gets the 1, 2, 3. We're going to get a rematch here. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be. I'm not sure what the next pay-per-view for SmackDown is. But it was good. It was so good. This match played out perfectly by Ziggler. I mean, if you want a perfect babyface versus heel, and not only a perfect babyface versus heel, but kind of almost a good build. This has been building a while, and I know people might have been saying, I'm getting sick of it, but they put on a good show. Both of them do. And for what we got out of both of them, it was great. They put on a fantastic show. Ziggler sold his ass off on the knee, which The Miz was targeting all night. And it was just good. It was just good, down and dirty wrestling. And I have to say, I have to give this one a 3.5 to 4 stars, somewhere in there. 3.5, 3 3/4 stars. It was good. It was so good. They built it, and it actually felt good when Ziggler held that title up again, up in the air, and kind of, did the whole high-fiving the crowd. He's in the crowd. The crowd's holding on to him. That crowd was fire tonight, and good on you guys, because that was good. Alexa Bliss going up against Naomi tonight. I'm not sure, again, how I feel about this one. It wasn't good. It was awful. You have, excuse me, as I'm looking over at my thing to see what's going on with baseball and football. There's so much going on tonight. You got baseball going on, baseball playoffs, football. My Packers are playing as we speak. And you had this tonight. But Naomi wins in this one. Now you're hurting your number one contender. Is this going to end up a fatal 3-way? And I know some guys were talking about, is this, and I hate to say this, did Becky Lynch get suspended for a wellness violation? I know we're all thinking it because it's going to be 30 days before she returns. I don't think so. I don't think Becky Lynch got hit with a wellness violation. Now, if she did, she did. We'll hear about it eventually. They have to tell us these things, being that they are a publicly traded company. But did she get hit with a wellness violation? I think that's a valid question to ask. And with Naomi winning this one, I just got to shake my head. I'm going to get my webcam running up in here shortly so you can see me literally shaking my head. You make your number one contender look weak. Now you have to add Naomi in the mix. The spirit of Teddy Long is alive and well. Are we going to have a triple threat at the next pay-per-view, SmackDown pay-per-view? It's very possible. Did Becky Lynch get suspended? Again, very possible. Next thing you know, she'll be at the Alberto Del Rio stabbing. We'll figure that one out. But this is your main event coming up next. Randy Orton v. Bray Wyatt. Good match. Slow match. They paced this one. And we had a short start, or a short pay-per-view tonight. It ended at about 20-10. I am surprised as anyone the way this one went. I think everyone, like the world, is just shocked. I think mouths are just open. Luke Harper returns in the end of this one, and Wyatt wins via pinfall. Now, the match was slow. The match was methodical. It was not what we're used to seeing in a typical WWE match. We're used to very high flyings, kickouts. Did we even see an RKO? I don't remember seeing an RKO. This was kind of old school, and I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people are saying it's boring me to tears. Well, I hate to tell you, go watch some 90s wrestling. It's not great. It's compared to now. I mean, it was good back in the day, and it still holds its own today. But the matches aren't this high-flying, fast-paced action. They're kind of slow. They're kind of methodical. That's what this match was. I did enjoy the match. And I think most of all, I enjoyed a Bray Wyatt win over Randy Orton. It was hard for me to believe that Bray Wyatt won a pay-per-view match. Just think about that, guys. Bray Wyatt won a pay-per-view match. Let it sink in. Soak it in. I give you the gift of Bray Wyatt winning a pay-per-view match. Shocking to me. Overall, I give this pay-per-view a C. It was not as good as Backlash. It had its moments where it looked like it was going to be as good as Backlash. But it was average. You had a SmackDown on roids tonight, basically. I shouldn't even say steroids. You had a SmackDown on PEDs. It held its own. Was it better than Clash of Champions? I think a little bit. A little bit above Clash of Champions. But overall, it was just average to me. Let me know what you guys give it in the grades section down below. We can talk about it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Sub to the channel. You can also follow me on Facebook if you so desire. I do post on there as well as interact with anybody who comes along on my Twitter, Facebook, or even my channel. I try to answer all of your comments. With that being said, it was a decent show tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And we will talk to you tomorrow for some Monday Night Raw. Later.